So I wanted to make a little video on the tunnel jig I made, and it'll be too long to put on Instagram. So I'm going to post this on YouTube for all my builders, fabricators, whatever, that make their own gas tank tunnels. And fucking, I'm always struggling with it. So I used to just weld a piece of fucking tube to the table and then roll it over by hand, push it over by hand. And that worked great, but you always get kind of an uneven area because when you're rolling it over, this is flat, and then you're pushing it over, that bends a little different, so you got to fuck with it. I've seen a lot of people make them with a slip roll, and they make a little device that just folds them over. Those work great too. There's lots of different ways to make them, but this to me is the easiest way to make a consistent tunnel all the fucking time, and you can knock a bunch of them out really quick and not have a bunch of extra material that you're fucking with. So all I did is take a 2x4 piece of square stock, and the tunnels that I make, most back ones I have are 1.5 inches. So the tunnels I make, I use a 1 3/4 pipe. So I cut about 2 inches out of this, I believe it was. And then I welded in some flat stock on the sides to make this channel. And then I took some 1 3/4 tube to give myself a little extra room on the sides when mounting it. And then my homeboy's Harbor Freight press has the little mount piece or whatever it is on top that presses is like 1.5 inches, I believe. So I just took a little 1.5 inch piece, welded it onto that so that it'll lock onto there. And then all you do is, take I think I was using 4.5 inch pieces, just cutting 4.5 inch pieces of 16 gauge. And then you just fucking put it on there, press, boom. And you got yourself a fucking consistent tunnel. Every time it just fucking presses it down in there, folds it over. This is kind of a bitch to get out. You got to kind of weasel them out, hammer them out a little bit. You should probably lube this up. I didn't do that first couple times, so it kind of locks itself in there a little bit. So you got to kind of weasel it out to pop it out, but it's really not that big a deal. Put it in a vise and just kind of smack the end of it, and it'll start lifting its way up. So I made that one to make a tunnel, and then I figured, well, fuck, I could probably make this in one piece and make a solid one-piece tunnel and bottom. So I took this piece. This is some 3/16, and the tunnels I were making were 20 inches long, so it's 20 by 12 because most gas tanks ain't going to be more than 12 that you're making these on. Did the same thing, found center, welded a piece of 1 3/4 fucking pipe on it. The flip side has the same part that would go on the press, that same little to lock into the top part. I've seen some with a skinny top part, but my boys had a 1.5 inch, so that's what I used. And then this one, same thing. I took a piece of sheet metal that's like 20 inches long by, it was probably 12 or 13 inches wide. Put it on the press, same thing. And my theory was, then when it starts to go up, it's gonna lock it over and press everything down, which it did work. But when this part is on the fucking press, it tends to wanna teeter a little bit. Even with that one side will go down, then kind of catch up. So I think the way to modify that is once this is on the press, put some either wood blocks or steel under the little truss that this part sits on, so that it's distributing the weight evenly throughout the whole thing. So I think I can modify that, but that will make a tunnel and bottom of your tank. This is it. As you can see, it rounded a little bit right here instead of going a flat 90 like I would have liked, and that's just because the press wasn't evenly pressing all the sides down. But I mean, it worked. Again, those edges were rounded right there. They're a little bit more radius. They should be, a flat 90 to make the gas tank going over it easy. But if you want to make whole tunnel and bottom, this is a fucking super simple jig. They sell these fucking things for like $45 online when you can just make them. But it's proof it works. So that's the jig. You can either make one like that, but you need to put some wood blocks under the truss so it's evenly distributing the weight, so it'll press out. Once it gets to the bottom part, it'll really press it all the way down. This kind of had a little bit of space which is what created that kind of smooth curve right there, which isn't terrible. I mean, it's still totally fine and workable. I'm going to use this one on that tank I'm doing over there, but... So that's my video on how I made the jigs. You can either make a super simple one like this, presses in, gives you a basic tunnel. You will probably have to trim that up because it doesn't want to go completely even. One side's going to kind of teeter its way down. But you can either make regular tunnels like this, consistent tunnels every time, or this route, which I think is the best route. I just need to make it to where it distributes the weight evenly. Super simple fucking thing to make. Just some 3/16, some 1 3/4. Put your sheet metal on there, and it'll make you the whole bottom and tunnel at the same time. This could probably be wider, and that might make the flattening out a little better, but this is it, man. This is another way to make them. If you guys want to, if you got a press and you want to just fucking consistently make an easy fucking tunnel, here it is.